Suck me! Sunday is the Sabbath. Black Sabbath Sunday. Sunday is the Sabbath. Black Sabbath Sunday.
SHMACKEMAGOB, my friends. It is Black Sabbath Sunday, and exciting news for a lot of people out there. The master tapes to Born Again have been found. And, hey man, I bought this album when it was brand new. First time I heard it, I loved it. I have a very bad sense of production. I'm not one to really tell bad production. You know, I mean, there's some albums like Hotter Than Hell and Blizzard of Oz that I can tell the production is lacking, but I still love those albums. So production doesn't really mean a lot to me. Now this album, I remember hearing it way back then. I mean, after I bought this album and loved it, I started hearing, you know, friends, this is pre-internet, people saying, man, it sounds like shit though. And I'm like, really? I think the songs on here, they're so heavy and grungy and, you know, grimy that I thought the production fit. But then later on, I heard interviews with Ian Gillan and Tony Iommi saying that they fucked up the mix, they fucked up everything, and they didn't even approve of this album cover. Ian Gillan claimed he threw up when he saw this album cover. But I love it. I love the way it sounds. I have no problem with it. But now they're going to, well, no. Tony Iommi said, well, now that we found the master tapes, I may mix it. I think he will, because there's going to be a demand for it. See, the thing about this album, too, is that in time, as time's gone on, it's become a very cult classic. A lot of people point at this album as, this is an awesome album. You know, and then there's a lot of people that say it sucks and the production sucks, whatever. I don't know, 10 years or so ago, they released the deluxe version. Now, a lot of people thought, oh, it's going to be fixed up. No, it still sounds the same, but it brings the awesome song The Fallen. And I hope if Tony does remix it, that they add The Fallen on it, because it's so cool. And it has live songs like Live at Reading, Hotline, War Pigs, Black Sabbath, The Dark, Zero the Hero, Digital Bitch, Iron Man, Smoke on the Water, and Paranoid. And there's also unreleased album session outtake of The Fallen, and Stonehenge, an extended version. This is a phenomenal album. I was lucky enough to see this tour at the Sunrise Musical Theater, and Night Ranger opened. And I know Night Ranger is known as Sister Christian, the ballad band, but I was really into Night Ranger at that time because their first album, Dawn Patrol, I thought kicked ass, and their second one, Midnight Madness, I liked it as well. Those are the only two I really liked. I know they have later ones that I've heard good things about, but I haven't heard them. But those first two albums were great, and I was psyched because, you know, I'm a big fan of Speak of the Devil, so, oh, I'm going to see Brad Gillis live. So, yeah, they were great when they opened, but when Sabbath came out, man, they didn't have the Stonehenge on there because it couldn't fit the venue. It was a kind of small venue. But, man, seeing them play Supernaut, I was like, whoa. And then they played Rock and Roll Doctor, and I'm like, really? I mean, I'm the biggest Sabbath fan in the world, but that's one of the songs that I'm not crazy about. But I can understand why Ian Gillan would want to do it. It sounds like a song that would be in his wheelhouse. And so, you know, I already did a review for this album. And I'm doing a re-review. Or, you know, because I'm not sure. I don't look at my reviews, but I'm not sure if I had this yet at that time. But I had this and the CD. And I'll go through the tracks. THRASH, a song they never played live. But later, on an Ian Gillan solo album, he did THRASH, and I believe Iommi was on it. And that solo in THRASH, holy crap, man. And, you know, hit the bottle again, but there was no tequila. Love it. And Bill Ward being back in the band, and Bill Ward, not like Heaven and Hell. Heaven and Hell, He played more in the pocket. It's a perfected album. It's perfect. Here he's a little more loose, how he was in the Sabbath groove, and I love that. Stonehenge, you know, a little instrumental, like kind of like a sequel to E5150, I would say. And Disturbing the Priest, which is my favorite song off the album, and in my opinion, the sickest screams ever caught on tape. A close second would be the screams in the beginning of the Writ off Sabotage, that which forever I thought was Ozzy, but reading the great book, Doom Let Loose, the greatest Black Sabbath book, in my opinion, it was actually Ozzy's daughter. And they did it like effect, they slowed it down and sounded like a little demon. But it sounds like Ozzy screaming. But Disturbing the Priest, man, where the story behind that was where they were rehearsing, it was near a church, and then the priest went over there and said, hey, can you turn it down? We're trying to do choir practice over there. So that's how they came up with the title Disturbing the Priest. The Dark, another kind of Stonehenge, E5150, very dark, going into Paradise City. No, I'm sorry, not Paradise City. Her Black Wings from Danzig. No. Zero the Hero. Both those songs ripped off that riff. I'm telling you, Tony Iommi is a god. What he comes up with, album after album after album, these iconic riffs, and that riff in Zero the Hero. Great song, man. Such an awesome song. I guess it's the bass while he's doing that. He's just going, bow, ta-ta, bow. It's just so amazingly epic. I can't stand how good it is. It pisses me off. No, actually, it's the opposite. It makes me feel empowered by the power of Sabbath. What a great song. And that's only side one. Then you flip this over to Digital Bitch, which is not about Sharon Osbourne, according to the band. That's a rumbling that it was about Sharon Osbourne, because they were managed by Don Arden at the time, Sharon's dad. And Sharon's dad and Sharon had a falling out at that time. They reconciled later, but they hated each other. But Digital Bitch, ripping tune. I know a lot of people don't like that song. They're like, that's the clunker on the album. I think it's an awesome song. And it was played live, as you can see here, but I remember vividly at Sunrise Musical Theater, they did not play it, and I was a little disappointed, but not as disappointed as them not playing Trashed. Because that song is like my second favorite off the album. That song is so good. But yeah, Digital Bitch, Born Again, which I did witness them play that live. Again, dark, like gloomy song with Gillan just belting it out, man. I'm telling you, after this album, Gillan never really had those pipes again. I saw Perfect Strangers tour, and when they did Child in Time, I'm sure he could have done Child in Time during this era. Because, Jesus, if he can do Disturbing the Priest, he can do Child in Time. But yeah, this album probably blew the hell out of his voice. Because it's just, like that song Born Again. It's just, wow, it's just so damn amazing. Hotline, I believe, was the second song they played that night. They opened with Children of the Grave. They went into Hotline. And awesome song. Another like upbeat, take me to the river, take my wine. Fucking awesome. This album's amazing, man. And then the last song, Keep It Warm, which is a grower. Like I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe even in my review, I was like, and my stupid opinion from before. Keep It Warm is awesome. It's an awesome track. Never played live, but it's still awesome. And then, The Fallen, which is a ripping tune and riffage that Tony Iommi doesn't really, very new to him. It doesn't even sound like Sabbath, really, The guitar playing, it doesn't sound, it's like Iommi leaving, and I don't know why the hell that didn't make this album. It should have. Maybe time restraint, but seriously, it should have been on the album. And yes, the back cover, you got Bill Ward back. And unfortunately, by the time they did the tour, Bill got sick, I think he fell off the wagon and had to go back to rehab because he was sober. He came back to Sabbath, played the album, and then started drinking again. All his old evil ways came back, and Bev Bovane, who was in Electric Light Orchestra, came, and you know, Don Arden managed Electric Light Orchestra. That maybe that's where they got the connection. And plus, Bev was from Birmingham. ELO was from Birmingham, and they probably were friends. I'm sure they were friends in the early days. So it was good to bring him in the mix, and he was great. He filled in fine. I love ELO, by the way. I'm a big ELO fan. I flew all the way to Oakland like 3 years ago to see ELO. That shows you what a fan I was. Because when I was a little kid, man, I had that New World Record album. Just played the hell out of it. And I have all the ELOs. I love them. I love ELO. But I love this more. This is such a great, great album. And it's being remastered. So, you know, I figured, hey, they found the master tapes, and well, it might be getting remastered. Like Iommi said, yeah, I'm thinking of doing it, but I have a feeling somebody out there is going to throw a ton of money going, go remix it, Tony, because I know it's going to sell, because there's a lot of hardcores out there that would love this, and a lot of people that, yeah, like the album, but it sounds like shit, you know, they're going to run out and buy it. Now, my prediction of the new sound of this, which I cannot judge anything unless I hear it, but I'm just going to say, because I've lived with this album so long, I would be shocked if the cleaned up version or the way they intended it to sound will make me say, whoa, that's better than this. But we'll see. Time will tell. But anyway, this is great news though. I mean, hey, 2 versions of Born Again, even though I'm in love with this version, I have no problem with the production, give me another version. I'm fine with that. So, there you go, man. Born Again. Great album. Great sound, according to me. Great album cover, according to me. I love this album from beginning to end. It's awesome. It's, you know, it's wild how Sabbath like evolved. You know, you have the 70s Sabbath organic stuff, and then you had the Dio stuff, which is like perfection. And then you had this that was organic too, but in a way different way. I mean, this sounds nothing like 70s Sabbath, sounds nothing like the Dio Sabbath, but yet it's amazing. And, you know, one album with Ian Gillan, a lot of people said, well, I wish they would have made another album with Ian Gillan. Hey, I look at it like the Sex Pistols. I love the Sex Pistols. Only one album. To me, Nevermind the Bollocks is like this album. It's killer. I love it. Every song on there is cool. They didn't release another album. Maybe it was sucked or not been as good. And the same thing with this. How can you top this? Seriously. I mean, this lineup. I mean, possible, but as we can see with the Perfect Strangers, you wouldn't have had those amazing killer screams from Gillan on the follow-up to Born Again if he would have stayed in the band. And I'll never forget, too, I was at Specs Records, flipping through my records, and I bumped into a friend saying, dude, you heard? Ian Gillan left Black Sabbath. I was like, son of a bitch. This sucks, you know? I'm like, god damn, now, you know, Ozzy's not there, Dio's not there, now Gillan's not there. What the fuck is going on with Sabbath, man? This ain't good, you know? And it did piss me off. But then when I heard he got back with Deep Purple, I was like, okay, I love Deep Purple, especially the Mach 2 lineup. A lot of people say the Coverdale Hughes is the best lineup. I don't blame you for thinking that, because I love that lineup. Actually, my favorite Deep Purple song of all time is Burn. But the Mach 2 in Rock is my favorite Deep Purple album. And I love Machine Head. And, you know, who do you think we are? Not as good, but man, it had Super Trooper, you know, Woman from Tokyo, Rat Bat Blue. You know, it had 3-4 really killer songs on it. So, you know, I got to see the Mach 2 lineup. So, hey man, if that was a sacrifice I had to make for this lineup to split apart, so be it. I got to see Deep Purple on the Perfect Strangers tour. The only time I saw Deep Purple with Blackmore, and it was phenomenal. Anyway, that's it for my Born Again, my news on Born Again's master tapes have been found, and Iommi's thinking of remaster them. And I hope it happens. And I hope they add The Fallen. That way I can have The Fallen on vinyl, because this deluxe edition was not released on vinyl. Or else I'd own it. Or else I'd be holding it up. But anyway, masterpiece, in my opinion. And I cannot wait to hear the news that Iomi's going to do it, because they threw a lot of money at him. And there you go. That's my video. So hey, if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Have a good one, everybody. Stay frosty and schmack 'em a gob.